Oh no, what? You guys have a deal?
Something like that, you could say.
What do you mean something like that?
Something
Yes
like that.
or no? You want both benefits. You want to say you have a deal because it looks good, but you want to say you don't have a deal because you don't have a deal. I think this is for you too. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. You once said that some basketball player offered you any woman in his house. Even if that wasn't... Well, let me finish it. Even if that wasn't a lie, what's impressive about sleeping with a random hooker? What do you think should be the punishment or reward for the first person to get banned on Rumble? What sort of advice would you give to someone who has been watching your content for years but has gained thousands of pounds and lost money they didn't have? So we're going to go over some of the questions from earlier, and I'm going to hope to get a better answer. Why were you fired from the federal government?
I told you that already.
When Matan Even first got on my radar with his viral podcast, at the time I didn't care or thought much of it. In my mind, this was merely the male version of Bobby Althoff and just another podcast with a gimmick to churn out content and farm views on YouTube. But at this point, I think Matan should join the top ranks of our intelligence agencies just so he can interrogate the toughest enemy spies out there. I mean, seriously. If you want to win the war on Russia, just get this guy close enough to Putin so he can ask a couple of questions and find the weak spots. Having said that, Myron and Walter are the furthest thing from anything intelligent, which is why this episode is so satisfying and really highlights how Matan operates. And by the way, I only sort of knew who these guys were, and having to do some research on them has shaved several points from my IQ. So this time, I really must beg of you, for the love of everything good in this world, please drop a like and subscribe to support the basement. So this podcast has become sort of a litmus test for how cool and authentic internet celebrities actually are by testing and probing to see how relaxed they can be in the most chaotic setting and how capable they are of answering absurd and innuendo-filled questions without freaking out. Obviously, not everyone is going to be a master of counterattacks like Sam Hyde, as witty as Harlan Williams, or even as calm and cool around weirdness like Mark Normand. But Myron and Walter are not exactly Albert Einstein, nor do they have a clue about who that is exactly.
Albert Einstein said that.
The one that died?
Yeah, he's been dead, yeah.
They could be the worst guests ever if David Lucas didn't exist, but they're definitely in the running for the dumbest and most insecure, and Matan really knew how to cook them. Which is easy, I guess, since all he has to do to get an immediate rise from these Alpha Sigma mouth-breathing jabronis is to insinuate they have ever touched someone's penis.
That grinder thing you just mentioned made me ask another question. What's the ratio? Grinder, you were on Grinder?
No, grind in.
You're on Grinder?
No, grind in.
Are you guys secretly in love with each other?
Only on Wednesdays.
Only on Wednesday? So what about you? What do you think about what he just said? What about you? He said you guys make love to each other on Wednesdays.
Whoa.
That's what he said.
No, you said we're in love.
All right, listen, bro. In my country, you sleep with a guy, you're expelled. Banabati boy. I don't do that.
Oh, yeah.
Girls.
The
No,
Caribbean,
you're
they're
not-
too nice about that.
But Matan goes much more deeper than insinuating these guys play with each other's willies, and he definitely does his research. For instance, Walter has been mocked endlessly for an episode where he seemed to blurt out something about picking coconuts in Barbados seemingly out of nowhere, and Matan made sure to never say his actual name and always referred to him as Coconuts.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the podcast. For today's guest, we have Fresh and Fit, otherwise known as Myron in Coconuts. Well, this one's for you, Coconut. Who is more famous, Donald Trump or Chicken McNugget? Okay.
Well, his name is Walter.
Yeah, I'm actually wet inside.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It
He's
is,
named
bro.
after, I forget the name of that fruit that falls from the trees.
Watermelon?
No, coconuts.
Okay.
What's his name?
Var Flooring, my manager.
No, the guy right here.
Your friend Myron?
All right, let's move on, bro.
I think you're seeing someone. The coconut must have made some serious damage.
Another weak spot Matan explored is some static that has been building between these two guys and how even Myron thinks Walter is too dumb to be in business with and how he'd be better off leaving him behind. Matan poked around in many different ways during the podcast, but I think the best part is how he made sure to only set up one microphone.
Okay, let's start. Just in case anybody doesn't know you guys, please introduce yourselves, tell them a little bit about and all that one.
You go ahead, Fresh.
Wait, he has a mic, so you go.
I forgot to bring him a mic.
You go ahead.
Okay. Like, it would suck. It'd be uncomfortable.
He doesn't have the emotional capacity for that, you're saying.
No, not at all.
He doesn't.
No, I'm not.
He's not at all. He doesn't
No,
have it
no,
at all.
I'm not saying that.
He
I'm
said
saying-
you don't have it at all. You're
I'm more
not emotionally.
I'm more comfortable with less
He's giving you a
material.
dirty look because he knows you're insulting him. Why are you insulting him?
I forgot, like, is he-
Don't put it now that you're looking at this guy. You're insulting. He's insulting you. I don't think that's cool. You guys are a partnership here. I said he doesn't have the emotional capacity for that. He goes, not at all. What's the ratio of men to women that you sleep with?
That's a trick question. I like that one.
It's not a trick question. I guess you can answer that after him, however you want to do it. It seems like he talks more than you.
It seems that way.
It is that way, yes. And so you don't sleep with men? You leave that to him?
That's what he does, yeah.
That's what you do? You sleep with men? He didn't find that funny. See, he's being you keep insulting your best friend here. He doesn't. That was a better answer than you. Maybe he's sneaking some of your intelligence away.
Maybe.
Anyway, this podcast is slowly becoming one of my favorites and it really never disappoints. If the guests are cool, it's awesome, and if the guests are Myron and Walter, we get to see these alpha male cosplayers get squirted with water guns as they get humiliated with questions about their past failures. So I guess that's it for this video, guys. Stay tuned for more, and as always, thank you for watching.
Was the story real?
Because it's not a hooker. It's actually
If you don't answer the questions, punishment is coming.
nigga, his story's real, bro. This nigga, bro.
Try again, please.
This nigga, bro.